You're practicing your putting all wrong if you practice at all, and it's actually making you worse. Think about it. We go out on the practice green and drop 3 or 4 balls and roll them at the hole, and that does not translate in any way to how the game is played on the course. In this video, I'm going to share with you how the way that we practice actually hurts our green reading, hurts our stroke, hurts our routine, hurts our speed and distance control, and makes us worse on the course, and how to fix your practice and your pre-round warm-up so that you get it right. So let's talk about how we warm up and practice versus what goes on the course. We go out on the practice green before a round or for a so-called putting practice session, and we throw 3 or 4 balls on the ground, and then you just step up and you hit a ball, and then you rake and hit the next one, and then you rake and hit the next one. Tell me where on the course you do that. On the course, your ball lands on the green, and you walk up to that ball and you read the green. Hopefully you fix your ball mark and mark your ball. You read the green, you wait your turn, then you go through your routine and stroke the putt. You don't get a second or a third chance. You either make it or miss it, and there are consequences. But we don't practice that way at all, and it hurts us. First, it hurts our green reading, because just rolling a ball at a target and then saying, oh yeah, I missed that one to the right, I better turn and aim a little bit more to the left on this one. Maybe you reset, but when we whack and drag, we're not going through a setup, so we don't really know if we're now aligned properly or not. We just know we missed the last one to the right, and so we're going to put this one more to the left. And maybe we think we are aimed there, but we're actually just doing a pull stroke. You don't know. You didn't learn anything and you hurt yourself. So that's hilarious. Somebody across the way on this practice green just said, I'm working on my green reading. I kind of look and see where it goes and take a run, and then I make an adjustment. That's my point exactly. When do you get the opportunity to green read by trial and error on the golf course? You don't. You go out and you read the green and you make the putt. If you miss it, you miss it. If you make it, you make it. But you don't get another chance to go, oh, I missed that one. Let me have a redo. Let me have a do-over. You don't get to read greens by trial and error on the course, and practicing it that way on the practice green actually hurts you, because you have the attitude or the mentality, oh, I'm just going to take a run at it and hope it gets close. And that's okay for a lot of you in the way that you play, but if you want to get better at putting, that's not the way to do it. You go out and read the green. It hurts also on your speed and distance control, because think about it. You hit one ball, oh, that went 5 feet past and left, I'll adjust. And the next one, oh, that went 3 feet short and right. You didn't get anywhere on speed and distance control. How many times on the golf course anyway are you going to have a putt of the exact same length that you practice, or with the same exact break that you practice? Another way that the way that we practice hurts us is we don't go through a routine and setup, and so we don't know if we have the ball in the same position. We're just doing the drag and whack and drag and whack. We don't know if we are set up, if we're aimed on the line that we're looking at. We don't know if our alignment is right. We don't know if our ball position is right. And so we get in the habit of trying to do all of these things with our wrist and arms instead of setting up consistently, making a smooth stroke, and controlling the putter face. And all of that hurts us and makes it worse. And that's why so many of you go out and practice and practice and practice and feel frustrated that you don't get better. Let's talk right now about how to fix that. So if you want to make your time on the practice green warming up before you go play a round of golf, or practicing your actual putting, then I'm going to give you a suggestion. And that suggestion is you go out on the practice green most of the time with one and only one ball. and you plop that ball on the ground and then pick a hole and you read that putt. And then you set up and you actually make that putt. And if you miss it, you don't drop another ball and do it from there. And if you want to do that same putt again, then go pick up that ball, bring it back, drop it in the same general area, go through your full routine, read the putt, set up, roll the putt at the hole, and then walk up and actually finish the second putt. Finish the ball all the way into the hole. That's how you play the game on the course. And if you'll do this in your warm-ups, that's how you'll be warmed up and prepared to play the game. And you're preparing for this course. In fact, let's talk about practice and pre-round warm-up right now. The only time that you should go out on the practice screen with multiple balls in your pocket and rolling multiple balls if you're working on a specific drill, like say a gate drill where you're working on starting the ball on a start line, or another type of start drill, or a gate drill for your putter where you're working on maybe one hand or with both, controlling this putter face so that you're square to the target line. You might have 5 or 6 balls and do that, but even when you're doing those, I want you to back up, stand behind the ball like you would on the course, go through your routine, set up, and then go through that gate drill. Make it real like it would be on the course. That defines your routine, gets you a rhythm, gets you a consistency, make sure that you're checking your grip, your setup, your posture on every putt so that you're doing things right. Why? Because that translates to the golf course. It's okay to have multiple balls if you're working on something specific, like a specific drill to help a specific element of your putting. Other than that, only one ball. Let me tell you what I do every time I go to practice and every time that I warm up before I play around on the golf course. First, I go out on the course and I take 2 balls and I plop one down and just roll it 15 or 20 feet or whatever, and I watch how that ball rolls. I drop the second ball, and then I set up and read that and roll the second ball, and I want it just barely to roll up and touch that first ball. What am I doing? I'm working on getting a feel for the speed of the greens for this day, and I'm working on my reading and my setup and my routine. I got to see how that first ball rolled, so I got a general idea. And then I'm trying to get the speed control and make sure that my stroke is consistent. I see how this ball rolls when I toss it out there with my hand. Then I'm going to roll the next one with the putter. I'm working on pinpoint accuracy, start line, and speed control. And I'll do 5 or 6 of those. And then the second ball goes in my pocket and I got one and one only. And wherever that ball is laying, I pick a target, a hole, and I line up, read the green, putt at that target, and then if I miss it, I go and I do the tap in or the finishing putt, going through the full routine each time. Here's an example of this on the course just before I go out to play around. I'm going at all 6 holes on this course. My goal is to hole all 6 in 11 strokes or less. First one, I set up, do a green read, stroke the putt, go through my full routine, and that one goes in. So now I've scored a 1 for 1 hole, and again I'm trying to get to 11 or less 4 to 6 holes. Back up, second putt, and this is just like on the course. Sometimes you got to wait for other golfers. I could have gone ahead and been ready before he putted, but it would have been pointing at him, and I didn't want to interfere with whatever he's doing. So now I take my green read. You notice it's the same routine, about the same amount of time, same setup, stroke the putt. And this one's a little bit too firm. I roll it about 5 feet past, misjudged the speed. I got to work on that before I step out on the course. But you'll notice I do just like I would on the course. Don't want a 3-putt. So I back up, read the putt, go through my full routine, and stroke it in. And And I do this when I practice after I'm working on specific drills, and I do this when I warm up before a round of golf. And I'll try to do that on every hole on the practice green. And you'll notice this green has 6 holes. I'll actually set a goal that has consequences. 6 holes, I want a 2 putt or better, all of them, so I got a goal for 11. If I 3 putt one, I start all over again. If it takes me more than 11, I start all over again. It's got consequences. That translates to how you putt on the green. And if you'll do this when you warm up, that's exactly what you're going to do when you go out on the course. You'll find that it makes you better. Bottom line, if you want to make more putts and shoot lower scores, spend your practice time either working on a very specific drill for speed and distance control, for putter face control, for setup, for routine, or treat every putt just like you would a putt on the course. Go through your full routine, read it, walk through it, stroke the putt, then you don't get a second chance or a do-over. You go up and you finish that hole to that putt into the hole just like you would on the course, and you make sure that you have consequences. One more thing you ought to do if you want to make more putts and shoot lower scores: like, subscribe, comment, share. Check out this video on the screen now and check out my online courses in the video description. And here's to you making more putts.